To say that America has a long tradition of welcoming immigrants is only partially true. If we know our American history, there's no debating that this country has a long tradition of treating immigrants and refugees with open discrimination and violent hostility. That was the kind of America Mother Cabrini, fresh off the boat from Italy, faced when she arrived in the United States in 1889. It was an America in which immigrants had to endure the vehement hatred from white American-born Protestants, or nativists as they were called, who perceived them as uneducated and a threat to public welfare. Mother Cabrini witnessed and experienced utter contempt for Italian-American immigrants who were seen as not white and therefore inferior and even lower than the already hated Irish. One of the worst mass lynchings in US history actually occurred in 1891 when 11 Italian men were hung or shot to death by a mob. This was a shameful time in American history when the Irish were seen as undesirables. They were accused of being rapists. They were accused of taking jobs away from Americans. And just like the Italians, the Irish, well, they practiced an alien religion called Catholicism. Ooh. Mother Cabrini, nonetheless, was undeterred by these fearful nativists who felt that immigrants would not be able to contribute to American society. Well, nothing could be further from the truth. Immigrants and their offspring have played and continue to play significant roles in the development of American culture. So thank you to the Irish, to the Italians, to the Polish, to the Germans, to the Chinese, the Japanese, the Mexicans, etc., etc. To fear those different from us is simply irrational. And to dehumanize them is just downright unchristian. We cannot allow this fear we may have to nudge us toward bigotry. And when we allow dark forces to pervert the good messages of Jesus in Scripture, we move farther and farther away from God. We must instead take to heart Jesus' greatest commandment to love God and love one's neighbor by tending to those most in need. When we understand and appreciate Catholic social teachings, it helps us to put our faith into action. And that's what Mother Cabrini, the founder of the Missionary Sisters of the Sacred Heart, did. She put her faith into action. She was a valiant, compassionate, and dedicated woman who founded 67 institutions dedicated to caring for the poor, the abandoned, the uneducated or unskilled, and the sick. A woman who also came to serve and minister to the impoverished immigrants who were on the brink of losing their faith and whose cries for help she could not ignore. So she founded Columbus Hospital, where the poorest patients could afford to go. For Mother Cabrini, it all started with a proper attitude and an openness of mind and heart to go and serve. Today, let us ask God for the same grace and wisdom that Mother Cabrini had. Through her intercession, may we be freed from the shackles of anger, contempt, and prejudice. And may we be given eyes with which to see the good in all people, leading us to act for justice for our brothers and sisters who are deprived of their human needs and their human rights. We can all give more. We can all aspire to greater kindness, to greater generosity, and greater empathy. And that time is now.